Now in this last video, this is really from Algebra 1, so this shouldn't be new. The goal is if we do a few problems, it should come back to you. So the phrase we use is called FOIL, so we like to say that a lot. It's shorter than saying distribute everything to everything else. But all it is you take these first terms and you multiply them together, hence the F, and you get x squared. Be careful, x times x is x squared, not 2x. And then we take the x times the 3. And so when you do that, you're multiplying your outer terms. That becomes 3x. And then you're going to distribute your 2 in and get 2x. Those will be considered your inner terms. And then these guys right here would be your last terms. You multiply those and you get 6. So that final answer would be x squared plus, you can put 3x and 2x together to get 5x plus 6. So really all FOILing is, it's using distributive property twice. What you're essentially doing is you're taking this x and you're distributing it. And then you take this -1 and you're distributing him. So it involves multiplication 4 times. So we'll do it again here. X times x is x squared. X times 4, or excuse me, -4 is -4x. -1 times x is a minus x. And a -1 times a -4 is a +4. Combine your like terms. -4x and -x make -5x. And that's all the first you can go. So do yourself a favor. No, when you FOIL, you should always end up with an x squared in your answer. If you don't, you know you did something wrong. You notice how we have 3 things in our answer? So it's called a trinomial. Most of your answer should be trinomials. Now number 3 is the same idea, and there's a couple different ways to handle it. You could FOIL this first, but then you'll have to distribute 2 to your answer, or you can distribute 2 to one of your parentheses. Either you can do it to the first one, or you can distribute 2 to the last parentheses, but you can't do both. So I'm just going to go ahead and distribute the 2 into the first parenthesis. I'll get myself a 2x plus 2. Now, I have not FOILed yet, so I have to put that answer in parentheses. Otherwise, I'm going to forget to FOIL. Right? And then we go ahead and do our thing. So we're going to distribute the 2x first. And we get 2x squared minus 12x. And then we distribute the 2. And we get 2x minus 12. Combine our like terms. And there's your final answer. All right, now number 4, here's what you don't want to do. All right, and this is what a lot of kids do wrong. They'll take this squared and they'll just bring it in like that. And they'll say, my answer is x squared plus 4. That's wrong. And it should look wrong to you because, look, we had 3 things in all of these answers. We only had 2 things in this answer. So when you do that, believe it or not, you're actually breaking the PEMDAS order of operations rules. You're supposed to plus and then square. So if you square and then plus, you actually get a different answer. So the way to handle this is to write it twice. And just think, what does squared mean? It means something times itself. So write it twice and then FOIL it. And you should end up getting, distribute here and here, x squared plus 4x plus 4. So I call that being disciplined, okay? To bring that squared in is not allowed. You have to be disciplined enough to realize I should write it twice and FOIL it out. So that is one of the most common mistakes that I see in these problems. Now, there is a way to shortcut writing it out twice because I get it. That's annoying to have to write all that. So there is a shortcut method that I'm going to show you here. It's going to come in handy for when we do quadratics in standard form. So how it works is we're going to square the first term like we did here, right? X squared. And then you square the second term. So you square the 2 and you get a 4, right? But there's one more part to the process you have to remember. You multiply the first and the second term. So you multiply these 2 together. 2 times x which is 2x. And then you double it. That would get you 4x. And you can see x squared, 4, and 4x is what should be in your answer. So I want to try that technique a bunch of times so that you get the hang of it. All right, so I call it square, square, multiply, and double. So we're going to square the first term. We're going to square the second term. Now, minus 2 squared is positive 4. Then we multiply these together, and we get negative 2x, and then we double it, and that's negative 4x. So x squared minus 4x plus 4 is what you would get if you FOIL that out. Our goal is to get you doing this enough that you can do it all in your head. So we're going to square the x. We're going to square the 3. Now I'm going to put that out here so that it's in order when I'm done. We're going to multiply in our head and get 3x, and then double that to make 6x. Done. Let's try it again. X squared. If you square a minus 1, you get a plus 1. And then multiply these. Hold that in your head. Negative 1x times 2, double it, you get negative 2x. Done. Alright, again, square x squared. Square 25. Multiply 5x and double makes 10x. Done. So keep saying that phrase to yourself. Square, square, multiply, and double. Go ahead and take a minute and see if you can use that technique for 9, 10, and 11, and then we'll do 12 together. So go ahead, pause the video, and when you're ready, check your answers on pause. All right, let's see how you did. So like I said, most kids will get the x squared and the 36, but did you get the 12x and the 14 and the minus 8? Now number 12 is the same idea. Just pretend this 2's not here. Okay, let's handle this guy first. You can't distribute the 2 into the parentheses. Can't distribute because you have a squared here. So you're going to have to square first, then you can distribute. All right, let's use our technique. Square, square, multiply and double. Should get you 8x. Now you still have to distribute, so you want to put that in parentheses. Bring that 2 down that's out front. And now you can finish it up by distributing. So final answer, 2, 16, and a 32 in it.